All right, we're going to do another example with solving by completing the square. So we have our steps that we wrote in from the last video over here. This one is probably going to come out to be a little bit nicer. So let's see what happens here. So let's do step 1. Move C to the other side. In this case, I put the 0 over here. I just like 0 to be on this side, so it's really up to you. It doesn't matter where the 0 is. So if I'm going to move C to the other side, what should I do first?
Add 48.
Add 48 to both sides. You got it. Add 48, add 48. So now I've got x squared plus 2x. And I like to leave a space because remember I'm going to put a number there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. A little too far out.
Right there.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Good. So I did step 1. Now, what's step 2 say?
Half of B and square it.
So, stop and think. What's half of B?
Half would be 1.
Would be 1. What is 1 squared? 1. So in this case, that's what I add to both sides. Add 1, add 1. Okay?
Say 2x.
Yeah. All I've done was I added 1 to both sides. Now, step 3 says factor the trinomial. It will always be a perfect square. So let's stop and think. So A is 1. We're almost done. Find factors of C that add up to be B. What are factors of 1 that add up to be 2? 1 and 1. So again, guys, as long as you are doing this process correctly, this will always be a perfect square. So I can, instead of writing x plus 1 times x plus 1, I write x plus 1 squared. On the other side, I'm just going to add 48 and 1 together, and I get 49. Okay. Now what? Now I square root both sides. Square root this side, square root this side. What do I get on the left?
7.
That's the right. On the left, I'd get
X plus 1.
x plus 1. On the right, what do I get?
7.
Careful. Positive and negative 7, right? There's 2 roots to that. Okay, good. Now, exactly, I'm almost there. I just need to get x all by itself, so I'm going to minus 1 from both sides. Again, take a look at how we write this. Negative 1 plus and minus 7. But I can do that, right? This one, it just so happened that our square root was a nice number, right? 49, it came out perfectly. I didn't have to turn it into a decimal, all right? So, let's go ahead. What are my 2 answers going to be?
Negative 1 and negative 7.
Well, remember what you're doing. You're going to do negative 1 plus 7, which is 6, and then do negative 1 minus 7, which is negative 8. There it is. By the way, just a helpful hint, when you get solutions like this that are nice, that's a hint to you. You could have factored this one.
What do you mean?
You could have solved this one by factoring. There are factors of negative 48 that add up to be 2.
Yeah.
It's negative 8 and 6. So here's what's nice about solving by completing the square. Because no one said, hey, you can factor it. Sometimes you just don't notice. Completing the square is a nice method to know because it will work on every single trinomial, whether it's factorable or not. There's a bad side to completing the square too, though. Are you ready to see that?
No.
Because this is not so bad, right? This is okay. Let's make one more video for when it's not so good. Okay? Hold on.
You're killing